Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel, and this is another video. This video is about the coronavirus, the outbreak of the coronavirus, and how can this virus affect how can this virus increase the mor- morbidity and mortality rate in our country. So, what's the difference between the two? First, morbidity is a state of being affected by a disease. It is a term that doctors use to refer to an unhealthy person who is suffering from the disease. And while mortality refers to the susceptibility of the human beings to die, it is not a general word rather, but used in a conjunction with the calamity or outbreak of an epidemic, where the doctors calculate mortality rate that refers to the number of deaths per thousand of the population. So, what is the coronavirus? The coronavirus is a pandemic. So it started in Wuhan, Hubei, China in December 2019. Then before, the name of this virus is nCoV-19, but now they change it as COVID-19. So COVID-19 is an ongoing pandemic of coronavirus disease 2019, or COVID-19, that was I said, caused by a severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus, or SARS-CoV. The outbreak was first identified in Wuhan, Hubei, China in December 2019, and was recognized as a pandemic of WHO, not a question. It is World Health Organization on March 11 to 2020. As of March 24, more than 381,000 cases of COVID-19 have been reported in more than 19 countries and territories, resulting in more than 16,500 deaths and more than 100 102,000 recoveries. So the virus is typically spread from one person to another. So while you are talking, it should be a 1 meter away. Because why? Because the droplets of it can only reach at 1 meter. Then this is not an airborne. You know why? Because the droplets from those people that have a coronavirus is the droplets of it is heavy. That's why it's staying on the ground. So we should keep our paligid that clean. It should be clean. So produced during coughing. Yes, it produced by coughing, talking. So we should wear mask. If you have cough, if you have the symptoms of it, please wear masks, because it's not only for you, it's for the other people. Because it also to prevent the virus to spread out, because I'm sorry, to spread out, because it is not a normal virus that can we what do you mean by that, can we cure agad-agad. So yes, continue in our topic. So the signs and the symptoms of it. The symptoms of COVID-19 are non-specific, and those infected may either be asymptomatic or develop flu-like symptoms such as fever, cough, fatigue, shortness of breath, and muscle pain. So it is a 5, but it is not only 5. We have fever, dry cough, fatigue, sputum, I don't know how to pronounce it, sputum production, loss of smell, shortness of breath, muscle pain or joint pain, sore throat, headache, chills, vomiting, nasal congestion, diarrhea, and hemoptysis, and conjunctival rather congestion. So yes, it is many symptom, but the most is the five of it. So yes, the typical signs and symptoms and their prevalence are shown in corresponding table. So that's what I read rather. So the transmission of it, how is the transmission of that? It is a primarily spread during close contact and via respiratory droplets. That's what I said earlier. Produced when people coughing. So yes, then we should, if we're going to talk to the people, it should be within 1 meter or 2 meters away. Then so that, because that's what I said earlier is the droplets of it is not sorry, let me rephrase that. The droplets of it is heavy. That's why it cannot be an airborne, because the air cannot carry that droplet. So it's staying on the ground. That's why there is a disaffecting thing in here in the Philippines, also in the other countries. So we should have a proper hygiene, hand washing. Also we need to take vitamins so that our immune system will be malakas or will be strong, because the most people that having a coronavirus is the senior citizens, because their immune system is so weak na. That's why. So as a teenager, as a child, we need to spread awareness to the people, because as we all know, somehow our government is corrupt. That's why we cannot cure it agad-agad, because yes, we don't have enough money to cure it. Unlike in China, they are the richest country in the world, as I know. So Wuhan, China, or the China is not the most country have the coronavirus. Why? Because they're curing it. They have the cure. They have the gamot of it. And the Italy is the most country that have the coronavirus. Why? Because they are not listening to the government. The government says social distancing, but they are keep on nakakasalamuha of people. After the lockdown, even there's a lockdown, they are keep on going to the market. They don't, in short, they don't follow the government. So please be positive. If you have these symptoms, observe yourself first before go to the hospital, because you will have a wait sorry wait guys, because they will in 14 days they will like observe you in 14 days. That's why observe first yourself. If you have fever, um observe it for 1 day or 2 days. If your temperature is not decreasing rather, I recommend you to go to the nearest hospital in your place. So how can this affect? So let's go back to the question that the virus can increase the morbidity and mortality rate in our country. How daw? For me, how? Because oh wait, guys. Sorry, my laptop is because morbidity is a state of being affected by the disease. So if you're going to be affected by the coronavirus, so, we are suffering this disease, then it can increase. Sorry, I am and the mortality refers to the substances because as we all know, coronavirus is a deadly disease. That's why for me, morbidity and mortality can increase the rate in our country. So going back, just be positive. When I was scrolling into Twitter, I saw a artist. He or she rather, he because he is a gay. Vice Ganda composed a music about coronavirus. So I'm going to play that. The video is all about the music of Vice Ganda is all about they don't want the coronavirus anymore in Earth. They're tinataboy it. They don't want it here in the Philippines. Rather sorry. It should they don't want it because yes, it is a deadly disease that somehow it's not curable, but it is curable. But they are still on process. So I have another video because they said that the coronavirus started in from the bats. So this is the explanation why it started on the bats. So yes.
Nipah, Hendra, Ebola, Marburg, SARS. These are some of the world's scariest viruses. Hemorrhagic fevers like Ebola are extremely fatal. They kill up to 90% of people infected, while SARS, a coronavirus, has a lower mortality rate but spreads incredibly rapidly. All of these nasty pathogens have surfaced in humans in just the last 50 years, and they are all carried by bats. Which, to be clear, really isn't bats' fault. The recent rise in outbreaks is likely due to humans and our animals creeping ever farther into bats' territory, especially in the tropics. In Malaysia, for example, the spread of commercial pig farms into bat-inhabited forests led to the first human outbreak via pigs of Nipah. And in Australia, human Hendra cases are cropping up as destruction of native forests forces fruit bats to feed in suburban gardens. But still, bats do appear to carry more human-killing diseases than pretty much any other animal. One big reason is that, with a few notable exceptions, bats love company. Different kinds of bats often roost together in huge numbers and close quarters, which helps viruses spread, not just between individuals, but also between species. What's more, most infected bats don't die. They live pretty normal bat lives, flapping around and giving the viruses time to spread. In fact, flight may be the reason bats are so resilient to infection. As a rule, mammals can't produce the immense amounts of energy needed for flight without also producing a lot of reactive waste products that damage our DNA. So when our bat cousins took to the air, they leveled up their in-flight DNA damage repair kits and other defenses, including specialized cells that keep viral invaders in check. So bats can survive the deadly viruses. But what may matter even more, for humans anyway, is how the viruses survive the bats. Nasty as they are, most viruses are also extremely finicky. In order to thrive, they require the perfectly controlled climate inside a normal, resting, on-the-ground mammal. But when bats take to the air, their internal temperatures cruise to around 40 degrees Celsius. Those frequent in-flight saunas are far too toasty for your average virus, but a few hardy viruses have evolved to tolerate the heat. which incidentally means they can definitely weather a meager human fever. Essentially, flight may have helped bats gain virtual immunity to viruses and train viruses to be virtually immune to us. Stupid flying. So, what should we land lovers do? We need bats for insect control and pollination and a whole bunch of other things. Maybe we could even learn some immune tricks from them, like how to be really good at not getting cancer. Plus, bats aren't the biggest carriers of human disease. Humans are. Just do the math. Perhaps we'd be better off leaving bats alone and trying to control the spread of diseases carried by a different kind of flying mammal.
So, we watch the video na, then that's it explain well naman why it is the bats, why the bats carry the the COVID-19, or why it started from the bats. So guys, the rate of the cases in Italy, they have a 63,927 confirmed cases. 6,077 of them are dead, already dead. Then the 7,432 still recovering in Italy, or they recovered. So the history of it is the first person known that to have a fallen ill, the fallen due to the new virus was tracked back to December 1, 2019. Then in Wuhan, China, Dr. Zhang Ji Shan, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Dr. Zhang Ji Shan, observed a cluster of unknown pneumonia on December 26, 2019. And her hospital informed Wuhan Qinghan CDC on December 27. A public notice on the outbreak was released by Wuhan Municipal Health Commission on December 31. And World Health Organization was confirmed of the outbreak on the same day. So they confirmed na. So because what I read in Twitter before, that they don't believe that doctor, that's why the viruses keep spreading. Then that's it. I hope guys that this disease will stop na. Then I hope it can cure na for, because I know some of us having a homeschooling, and then homeschooling for me is not really good, because I don't understand the lesson, because I don't have the support or the gabay of the teacher, of the learning facilitator. That's why I want to go back into school now. Then that's it. I hope that we will listen to our governments. If they said wear mask, if they said a social distancing, follow it, so that we will not suffer anymore. That's it guys, thank you for watching.